last video, we burned up an LED by giving it more voltage than the manufacturer said that it should take, and it ended up drawing a lot more current than it should have, and ended up burning itself up. So in this video, I want to kind of dive in and explore a little bit about what might have happened there. And
Go
The
on,
place to start is to think about the way an LED works with respect to voltage and current. And so sometimes the manufacturers will give you a data sheet that gives you a lot of specs about your LED. In this case, they didn't. They just gave me this little card with the voltages. But if you did have a little bit more detail, one of the things they might give you is a chart that looks like this that gives you voltage on the x-axis and current on the y-axis. And for pretty much any LED, and really any diode for that matter, what this will look like is you'll get very little current draw for very little voltage here, and then as you increase voltage, at some point the current draw will increase significantly like this.
You're going to do heat, light, and sound some ways.
This
It's
is
just
often
going to
what this
peg
will
off
look
into
like.
heat, into dark
And then
matter,
what they've told me is
leveling
that
the
I should
curve,
operate
figuring
this
out, well,
at
that's
about
where we have
2
the problem.
volts.
It's pegging off
So maybe
in
2 volts
this
will be right
quadrant to the
here.
number. What element is it? It's gold, silver,
And that
copper, and I need it
corresponds
in that
with,
position because it limits the
20
current and
milliamps.
gravity so it doesn't just blow
And
up. And I
is
need
what
it to
the-
be
what
silver.
they did
I
tell
need it to
me.
be a better
If they had
conductor.
given me a little bit more
Or
data, they might have
copper,
shown
which
you
is
this
not so
whole
good as a
chart.
conductor,
What
but
they
it
did tell me is
organizes
that,
ones and zeros and turns it
at
into
2
heat.
volts and 20 milliamps,
and
I
EM
would
fields.
be, or at 2 volts, I would be drawing
Whichever
20
one,
milliamps.
gold wire.
But what we observed
For the
is as we
purpose
increased
on doing the
just a
voltage,
little bit,
amperage, current,
we
that
saw
it's
the
still
current go up
phased
quite
to
a
that
bit.
point, maybe a little
And
fuzzy.
so
It's got some.
this is
It's
how
got some
in the last video
EM
how the
noise we
LED
don't care
actually
about.
responded.
5G make you
And
radioactive.
so the important thing here is that we want to make sure that the LED
Turns into a challenge
maintains
coin.
this 2 volts. Otherwise, if we increase the voltage a little
Devil
bit, the current goes up,
summoning
the LED draws too much power, and
Solomon
it burns itself up,
circle
which is
over
what we saw
here
in
of
the
this
last
guy
video.
talking about. It's
So
like, you know voltage
if-
now? Well, kinda.
If
A
we had
little
a
bit.
circuit where we
It's
had a
more
voltage
complicated
source
than that.
that, let's say we have a voltage source here.
Hydrogen wave function
that's
could
5
be in that
volts.
battery. Pixies go in, they
This is
come
5
out one
volts.
way.
And I want to hook that up
They
to
come out
an
negative the
LED.
other. Now, for sure, I know it's got both of them.
And so this
They
is
come
my
out this
LED.
way, and they come in
This
this
is the
way.
symbol for an LED
No.
right here. And this, of course, is the symbol for
You
a power
have
source.
a Feynman
Could be a
diagram
battery or
of a
could
type
be-
of
in my
collision
case,
at
I
the
have
W
this,
boson level to
this laboratory power
electromagnetism
source.
and Gauss
But in any
curvature.
event, this is a 5-volt power source connected to an LED. And if I just hook this up like this, which is what we
And
did
voltage really just
before,
means it changes it to positive
we
to
found that we
negative.
destroyed the LED.
Given
And the
the
reason for
battery
that
he was in the
is
last diagram of
if you
the
think
first
back
video
to,
here.
or if you're familiar with Kirchhoff's voltage law, what that says is
Look
that
at-
the voltages,
look at
or
it.
the voltage drops across every component in the circuit has to equal 0. And so what that means is that this particular component here has a voltage drop, if you will, of plus 5 volts.
I know
So
because
the battery is providing us with 5 volts.
and it likes to go
And
this
since
way.
the only other
But
component
the
in the
arrow's
circuit is
going
the
this way on the
LED has
polarizing
to
wave
be-
function of
has
this
to
thing
consume
working to hydrogen.
5
You will
volts.
do what
And of
we
course, if the
tell
LED
you
is
to do.
consuming 5 volts, we're
Okay,
over here
okay.
somewhere, and we're drawing, a ton of current.